Hey, welcome back to Dogtography. Today I wanted to give you another quick tip about focus. If you're using a cell phone and you're noticing that the pictures of your dogs are coming out blurry, I wanted to give you some quick tips today to try and understand why that's happening. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Andrea Fleury and welcome to Dogtography. My channel is all about how to take better images of your dog and how to create some really super fun memories. I walk you through different tips and tutorials and techniques. I sometimes show you behind the scenes of my professional career as a dog photographer, all while just trying to have some fun and enjoy time with our dogs. So there's a couple different reasons why you might be noticing that your images of your dogs are out of focus or are blurry when taking images of your dogs using a cell phone. Keeping in mind that when we're shooting on a cell phone, most of the time, unless you've downloaded another app or have changed some settings, we're using complete auto mode on the cell phone, which means that the camera is doing all of the thinking for us about how to expose an image. So with a pet or any other moving object, we start to run into issues with them becoming blurry because the camera doesn't know that it's to be photographing something that's moving or that is in motion or that, is like a living, breathing type thing. So one reason that could be making your pictures appear blurry rather than out of focus is if there is not enough light in your scene. So if your dog is, say, running and they're playing with a toy and you're noticing that they're blurring in the image, I would suggest adding more light to your scene, meaning adding more like artificial light or putting your dog in a brighter spot. So finding some sun as opposed to being in the shade where it's darker, going out into full sunlight, or choosing a different time of day. So if you're trying to photograph like really early morning or later in the evening when it's just darker outside in general, there might not be enough light in your scene in order to not make the images blurry. So try adding more light. A tip for avoiding camera shake, which is what can happen with the motion or vibration of your hands, is to put your phone on a tripod, and you can use a remote shutter to take the images that way. For more information on the tripod and remote shutter triggers that I recommend, you can check out a video that I will link below in the description. I use it a lot when I'm taking selfies and stuff with my dog, so you can check out my selfie video that will give you more information about that. But by putting your phone on a tripod, you completely eliminate the user adding shake or vibration to the image, which can also contribute to motion blur or camera shake, as we call it. Another quick tip is to make sure you're actually intentionally trying to focus on your subject. So let's say you have your dog sitting up on a park bench. Take your finger and tap on your dog's face on the screen so that the little box will pop up around their face and it will focus on them. Sometimes you need to kind of help your phone out a little bit and direct it with where you want it to go. Another thing that you can also do is if you hold your finger down on your subject's face or your dog's face, it will activate the auto focus and auto exposure lock, which means it will lock focus on where you've set it to focus. So that can be handy too if you're wanting to do some other things, and if it's like going in and out of focus, you can lock the focus, and sometimes that will help as well. And my last tip for you again is to add more light to your scene. So if we're not going to get into adjusting the manual components inside the camera to try and help avoid motion blur or camera shake, the other ways that you can kind of try to get around that a little bit is by adding more light. So turning some lights on in your room, especially if you're indoors, turning some lights on, opening the windows, pulling the curtains open, anything you can do like that, just adding more light into your scene is going to give your camera a much better chance to try and get that nice, crisp, sharp image. So try those tips, see how they work for you. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I'm here to try and help you. Take some images and share them online and tag me at dogtography.ca so I can see them, share them, like them. And I can't wait to see what you create. I will see you next Saturday. Take care. Bye.